In the quiet depths of the Orion expanse, where ancient stars burned with the slow patience of eternity, there existed an empire that had never known defeat. For 12,000 cycles, the Varkathi Dominion ruled the Spiral Arms with iron certainty. Their war fleets stretched across hundreds of systems. Their cities floated like burning jewels above conquered worlds. Their banners, dark crimson and gold, were symbols of inevitability. When the Varkathi arrived, resistance ended. Most civilizations never even tried. Their enemies surrendered before the first shot was fired. Those who did resist were erased so completely that even their names faded into cosmic dust. The Varkathi believed something very simple: strength determined destiny, and by every measure they understood. They were the strongest species the galaxy had ever produced. Their warriors were towering creatures of muscle and armor like scales. Their starships were massive floating fortresses. Their weapons could tear open continents or burn entire oceans into vapor. They did not negotiate, they did not compromise. They conquered, and for thousands of years, no one had stopped them. Until they discovered a small blue planet on the edge of an unremarkable star system. A planet called Earth. The discovery. The first Varkathi survey fleet arrived quietly. 3 war cruisers drifted into the Sol system like predators entering a calm ocean. Their scanners immediately detected signs of life. Cities, satellites, communication networks, primitive warp research. The beings of Earth had not yet joined the galactic community. They had barely begun reaching beyond their own moon. To the Varkathi, this meant only one thing: easy conquest. Inside the command chamber of the flagship Blood Ascendant, Warlord Kraxil the Unbroken studied the holographic projection of Earth rotating slowly before him. Kraxil was enormous even by Varkathi standards. Scars covered his scales like ancient battle markings. His 4 eyes glowed faintly beneath the war crown that marked him as supreme commander of the Dominion's frontier fleets. He had personally conquered 32 star systems. None had resisted for long. One of his advisors spoke carefully. Scans indicate the species calls itself humans. Another officer added, they possess nuclear weaponry but no defensive shields. Their fleet capability is minimal. Kraxil leaned forward. And their military strength? The answer came quickly: insignificant. The Warlord let out a low, rumbling laugh. A pre-space species with nuclear toys. He tapped the hologram of Earth with one claw. Send them the standard Dominion proclamation. Across the chamber, a communications officer nodded. Within seconds, the message began transmitting toward Earth. It was a message the Varkathi had sent to hundreds of civilizations before. A simple ultimatum. The message to Earth, the signal reached Earth in less than a minute. Across every television channel, radio frequency and satellite network, the same transmission appeared. A massive alien figure filled the screens of billions of humans. Kraxil the Unbroken. His voice echoed like thunder. People of Earth, I am Warlord Kraxil of the Varkathi Dominion. You stand within territory now claimed by our empire. Panic spread instantly across the planet. Governments scrambled. Scientists rushed to verify the signal. Military commands around the world went to full alert. But the message continued calmly. You have 2 choices. Surrender peacefully and become a protected servant species of the Dominion. Or resist and be removed. A brief pause followed, then the Warlord smiled. You have 1 planetary rotation to decide. The transmission ended. The humanity reacts. For the first time in human history, humanity knew it was not alone. And that knowledge arrived with the shadow of extinction. Emergency meetings began immediately. In Washington, in Beijing, in Moscow, in Brussels, in every government center on Earth. Scientists confirmed what the message implied. The alien ships were real, and they were enormous. Even the most advanced human weapons looked insignificant compared to the power signatures detected from Varkathi vessels. Many leaders believed resistance was impossible. Some argued surrender might ensure humanity's survival. Others refused. Inside a quiet command room deep beneath the United Nations headquarters, representatives from every nation gathered around a circular table. A heavy silence filled the room. Finally, an older scientist spoke. Dr. Elena Ward, astrophysicist. One of the first humans to confirm the alien fleet in orbit. They think we are weak, she said quietly. A general responded immediately. Compared to them, we are. Another voice interrupted. No. It came from the far end of the table. Admiral Marcus Hale, commander of Earth's multinational orbital defense program. Hale looked around the room slowly. Yes, their ships are stronger. Yes, their weapons are more advanced. But they made a mistake. Everyone turned toward him. What mistake? Someone asked. Hale folded his arms. They judged humanity by our technology. His eyes hardened. They have no idea what humans actually do when survival is on the line. Back in orbit high above Earth, aboard the Blood Ascendant, Warlord Kraxel watched the planet calmly. His officers monitored every signal leaving Earth. Human communications were chaotic, governments arguing, military mobilizations, scientific debates, fear. Lots of fear, Kraxel smiled again. Predictable. One of his strategists tilted his head. They appear disorganized. Of course they are, Kraxel replied. They are primitives. Another officer asked, shall we prepare the invasion fleet? Kraxel waved a dismissive claw. No, we will give them the full cycle. He leaned back in his throne. It is important they understand their weakness. Across the observation window, Earth glowed softly in the darkness. To Kraxel, it was already a conquered world, a small addition to a vast empire, another species destined to kneel. He had no reason to believe otherwise. After all, no civilization had ever surprised the Varkathi Dominion before. But on Earth, something unexpected was happening. Humanity was not preparing to surrender. They were preparing to think. Across laboratories, military bunkers, and research stations worldwide, one question echoed again and again. How do you fight an enemy stronger than you? History had given humans many answers to that question. Strategy, creativity, sacrifice, and sometimes the willingness to do the impossible. Deep inside a secure orbital command facility, Admiral Hale stood beside Dr. Elena Ward as new data streamed across their screens. Ward stared at the projections. You're serious about this plan? Hale nodded. It's risky. Insane, actually. Ward looked back at the display of alien ships surrounding Earth. 3 cruisers, massive, deadly. But if it works, she whispered. Hale finished the sentence. The galaxy will learn something new about humans. Ward took a slow breath. And what's that? Hale smiled faintly. That we don't need the biggest fleet. We just need the right moment. Meanwhile, the Varkathi waited, confident, unbothered, certain that a frightened species would soon surrender. But far beyond Earth's orbit, something else was already moving, quietly, carefully, unnoticed, because while the Varkathi believed humanity was weak, they had not yet learned humanity's oldest talent, turning impossible situations into legends.